My best friend asked when I was planning to tell everyone about my terminal diagnosis since she already organized my memorial service and started dating my fiancé to help him through the grief. I was looking at wedding invitations when Tessa walked into the cafe and asked the question that shattered my world. So when were you planning to tell me you're dying? I mean, I understand wanting privacy, but I'm your best friend. I deserve to know. She sat down across from me with her coffee and pulled out her phone like she was about to show me evidence. I stared at her, my brain refusing to process what she'd just said. What are you talking about? I'm not dying. She tilted her head with this pitying expression that made my stomach turn. Olivia, Daniel told me everything. The diagnosis, the prognosis, how you've only got a few months left. He's been devastated. We all have been. I felt the room tilt slightly. Daniel was my fiancé. We were getting married in 4 months. I'd been with him for 3 years and he was the most stable thing in my life after my parents died. Daniel told you I'm dying? My voice came out flat and strange. When did he tell you this? She reached across the table and squeezed my hand. 2 months ago. He needed someone to talk to and you know how close we've all become since college. He's been carrying this alone and it's destroying him. That's why I wanted to help plan your memorial service, so you could have input on how you want to be remembered. I pulled my hand back slowly. My memorial service. She said it casually, matter-of-factly, as if discussing funeral arrangements for a living person was completely normal. Tessa, I don't have a terminal diagnosis. I'm completely healthy. I haven't even been to a doctor in 6 months except for my regular checkup and everything was fine. She looked at me with that same pitying expression, but now there was something else underneath it, something that looked almost like satisfaction. Denial is normal. Daniel said you might not want to accept it yet, but honey, we all know. Everyone in our friend group knows. We've been preparing ourselves for months. I felt ice slide down my spine. Everyone knew about a terminal illness I didn't have. Who exactly knows about this? She started counting on her fingers. Me, obviously. Daniel told me first because we've gotten really close lately. Then there's Rachel and Justin, Marnie, Kyle, David, pretty much everyone from our college group. We've all been so worried about you. That's why we've been so understanding when you cancel plans or seem distant. I hadn't been distant. I'd been busy with work and wedding planning and living my normal, healthy life. What exactly did Daniel tell you I have? She lowered her voice like the disease itself was sacred. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He said you didn't want people to know because you wanted to live normally for as long as possible. That you were doing experimental treatments, but the doctors gave you 4 to 6 months. That was 2 months ago, which means she trailed off, letting the implication hang in the air. I did the math in my head. Daniel started telling people I was dying right around the time Tessa broke up with her boyfriend of 2 years. Right around the time she started showing up at our apartment more frequently. Always when I was at work. Always with some excuse about needing to talk to Daniel about something important. How often have you been seeing Daniel? I asked carefully. She smiled, and there was definitely something triumphant in it now. Almost every day for the past 6 weeks. He needs support through this. Someone who can be there when you're too sick to engage. We've gotten really close. He says I remind him of who you used to be before the illness changed everything. I wanted to vomit. Not from cancer I didn't have, but from the sudden understanding of what was actually happening. Tessa, I need you to hear me very clearly. I do not have cancer. I am not dying. I have never been diagnosed with anything terminal. This is a lie. She shook her head slowly. This is exactly what Daniel said would happen. The psychological denial. The anger at people who know the truth. He warned me you might lash out. She pulled out her phone and showed me something. He's been documenting your decline. Look, the screen showed text messages, and that's when things got a lot worse. Full story is linked below or on my channel.